Right, a very good morning to you all. I hope we're all good. It's early, isn't it? It's the 7:56 in the morning on Sunday, the 21st of May, 2023, and I'm here with my Sunday morning look at the weather for Kent and Southeast England for the week ahead. Well, a positive week coming up. It's going to be mainly dry, and it's going to be mainly fine. If that's all you want to hear, switch off now. But I'm sure a lot of you would like to sort of drill down into the detail of it because, as ever, no 2 days are exactly the same. Right, we'll move it all along, starting where we usually do with the central England temperature. So far this month, it's 12.2. That's actually 1 degree above average. It's one of those months, it's very slowly but surely getting there. Things are drying up, things are gradually improving, but the perception of this spring hasn't been very good. It's got to try a lot harder for us to accept this as a reasonable month. But this week, hopefully, will go some way to improving that perception. So we're slightly above average in terms of temperatures. And here at Folkestone, this is my weather station. We're running at an average of 12.8, so slightly above the central England temperature, as you'd expect, being further south, with 18.6 millimetres of rain in the gauge. For May, you should generally be getting around about 60 millimetres of rain. So, considering we're nearly 3/4 of the way through the month, we are actually drier than average, but that isn't reflected everywhere. I know that some stations inland have had some really quite intense downpours this month, so the rainfall distribution has been very uneven, as you'd normally expect in the summer months in the UK. Right, the trends this week are positive. We are gradually on the up. Now, normally my benchmark for hot weather, certainly on these charts, is once you start seeing temperatures in that 23, 24 range. Nothing this week, but you'll see that these are the temperatures for London. They will be approaching 20 degrees, so it will be gradually warming up, but yet no great heat waves just yet. And I'll come on to that in just a moment, the reason why. So that's the temperatures gradually creeping up. But the good news is, look at this, the rainfall spikes are largely absent this week. In fact, many places could get away with an entirely dry week. So that's rather positive as well. Back to the here and now again with the temperatures. As I've mentioned, no great heat waves across the UK at the moment. The warmest temperature across the UK currently is 13.3 degrees at Valencia. I believe that is in Ireland. But down here in Kent at Lydd, just a few miles down the road from me, we're running at 13 degrees, and many stations are close to the teens. Right, the lowest temperatures 4.2 up Blacknabar, up in the, I think that's the Outer Hebrides. But yeah, no frost related problems. Where are we? Late May now. We are nearly out of frost territory and certainly no frost related problems this week. Right, this is the scene across much of southeast England at the moment. Clear skies, a little bit of patchy cloud around close to those eastern coasts. But this is Shoeburyness, the yachts looking resplendent in that morning sunshine. And with the spring tide, there's a very low tide at the moment by the looks of things across that part of the coastline. Right, the reason for the dry weather is that we have got an area of high pressure in control, keeping things settled. But notice these isobars down across the southeast, they're just bringing in that northeasterly flow, just keeping things a little bit cooler than perhaps where they should be. But that high pressure is keeping all the rain bearing fronts away. And if we just take a look at the current observations, we're dry here in the south, but just a few fragments of bits and pieces of rain across Scotland. And the reason for that is that there is a trailing weather front, a very weak weather front, just keeping things a little bit more cloudier and damper up there. But yet down here, as I've mentioned, in the southeast, we are set fair. And this is the scene for Monday going into Tuesday. High pressure close by. All of those fronts are well out the way of our area, and we'll bring it through to Wednesday as well at that area of high pressure. I don't know why they've put a low on there. That is an area of high pressure. That will be pushing in from the southwest to keep the dry thing going. And by Thursday, you may see that there is a very weak weather front coming down across the country. The fact that that is breaking up is a frontalising cold front. I don't expect we'll have any rain associated with it, other than perhaps just a little bit of patchy cloud on Thursday. So that's the scene in terms of the facts charts, and this will be very, very straightforward. Nothing really to see. So this is being played out by the ECM this morning, the here and now. So we'll just run it through. No rain at all, patchy clouds. So today, dry and fine with some sunny skies. Tomorrow, much the same, dry, fine with some sunny skies. Perhaps rather more in the way of sunshine tomorrow, but yeah, a reasonable week. Tuesday, much the same, patchy cloud and sunny skies. And really, I'm running this through Wednesday into Thursday. Notice how on Thursday, 1 or 2 showers across the Midlands. That was due to perhaps that very weak front pushing through, but yeah, the remainder of the week we are fine. Perhaps the odd shower to the north of our area on Friday, but I don't think that's going to cause us any problems. And then next weekend, things remain dry. Notice those breezes, though, always coming in from the east, but there will be a very subtle shift in those wind directions. At the start of the week, we'll be keeping more of an east-northeasterly feed going, with temperatures around average or very slightly close to, but perhaps later on in the weekend, as we start to switch that breeze more into an east or southeasterly direction, there is the promise of some slightly warmer air. Right, we'll now take a look at your temperatures for the week ahead. So I'm using Ventusky this morning. I've not been very happy with the other charts. I think they've been massively underselling temperatures. So these are the maximum temperatures for today. Notice the cursor here. So we're looking at 19s and 20s, perhaps towards the London end of the county, but always close to those coasts where you've got that easterly or that northeasterly breeze. Temperatures suppressed at around about 14 or 15 degrees. Right, let's move my head out the way into the southern North Sea. We'll have a look at tomorrow's maximum temperatures. So again, a reasonable day tomorrow, probably slightly warmer. Many places will be looking at temperature of 21 degrees. That is the magic 70 degrees Fahrenheit, with northerly breezes, light northerly breezes, and temperatures, as I've mentioned, 16s and 17s, even towards that east coast. You'd have lost that onshore influence tomorrow, so even there, somewhat warmer. By Tuesday, slightly cooler day on Tuesday, more of a breeze coming in from the east, but even so, that shouldn't stop what will be a fine day with some sunny skies and patchy cloud. Temperatures 17, 18 degrees up towards the capital and towards the south coast, closer to 14 or 15 degrees once again on those eastern coasts of Essex and Kent. By the time we reach Wednesday, we've lost that northeasterly feed. So again, temperatures rather warm, 20, 21 degrees, could be a 22 somewhere on Wednesday. However, always close to those coasts, always a little bit colder on account of the fact that that sea is still quite cold after the recent winter. And then by Thursday, the new area of high pressure does start to establish itself. But with that, we start to bring in more coastal east-northeasterly breezes. So on Thursday, temperatures are around about 15 degrees over parts of East Kent. But to the west of London, there you go, temperatures 20, 21 degrees again. All very pleasant. Down towards the south coast, rather warm as well. By Friday, the east-northeasterly breeze blowing in again, cooler towards the east coast for a time, but for many places, look at that, 18s and 19s, high teens, plenty of sunshine, a very pleasant week. And then if we just run this through to Friday and into Saturday, warming up next weekend, as I mentioned, possibly 22, 23, that's 73 Fahrenheit. But by Sunday, again, those breezes starting to sort of peg back temperatures on the coast, close to 15 or 16, but 20 or 21 degrees inland. A quick scoot of your overnight temperatures. No problems at all. Lowest temperatures this morning have been 8 degrees. Monday morning, 8s, 9s and 10s. Tuesday morning, again, 8s and 9s. Bit cooler on Wednesday morning, perhaps a 4 or 5, because those breezes would have turned a bit lighter overnight, but we're away from frost territory, as I've already mentioned. And then towards the end of the week, you'll be waking up to temperatures on most days in double figures, particularly on that windy or more breezy east coast, but even inland, 8s and 9s will be on offer. And then towards next weekend, 7s and 8s overnight, starting temperatures, but to compensate for that, we will be getting rather warmer and sunny afternoons. And just before I start the drawers to a close, as we've already seen, breezes this week coming in from the east-northeast most of the time. These blues represent light breezes, so generally less than 10 miles an hour for most, always a little bit breezier near those east coasts. Run that through for the remainder of the week. So that's Monday, still got those northerly breezes. Lighter breezes on Tuesday, very light breezes on Wednesday, and that's why we're going to get those warmer temperatures inland. But by Thursday, notice how, although the breezes are light inland, we start to bring in some moderate breezes on those eastern coasts. And towards next weekend, we keep the easterly theme going. Slightly breezier for a time on Friday towards those coasts, but by the weekends, the breezes are light. They're coming in from the east. And that shouldn't stop what will be a very pleasant week. And here's something that we haven't seen much of this week. These are the accumulated precipitation amounts for the next 7 days from here to next weekend. And look at that, bone dry for many parts of Kent. Nothing more than perhaps the odd spot of drizzle on Tuesday if you're very unlucky. So that's it in summary. I will not be back until 2 weeks' time. I'm going on holiday at the end of this week to sunny Morocco, where temperatures hopefully will be in the low to mid 30s. But yeah, you lot all have a lovely time. And hopefully, as I mentioned, normal service will be resumed in June when I'm hopefully able to give you some more regular forecasts. So thanks very much for watching. Have a lovely week. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the dry weather, and ciao for now.